Hey, first grade friends. So, this week we are working on writing a personal narrative or a true story about us. And we want to write a story about a time when someone helped us solve some kind of problem that we had. So, yesterday we did some brainstorming and talking about different ideas that we had, and then we made a plan for our narrative. We sketched very quickly our characters or who was going to be in our story. We sketched our setting or where and when our story took place. And then we did really quick drawings or sketches of the beginning, middle, and end, making sure that we showed the problem and how that problem was solved. So you'll notice that my story has me and my husband Samir. It takes place at the driveway of our house during the daytime. I added a sun for that. And in the beginning of my story, I got home and realized that I had so many groceries in the back of my trunk that I wasn't going to be able to carry them in myself. In the middle, Samir came to the front door and asked if I needed any help. Notice my speech bubble, do you need help? And at the end, we carried the groceries in together. So now our job today is to draw realistically what happened in the beginning, middle, and end, and make sure that we're including the important characters as well as the setting. So I'm going to show you what I did to draw my beginning. I've already finished that up. So remember, in the beginning of my story, I got home from the grocery store and opened up my trunk, and I realized I wasn't going to be able to carry all this in by myself in one trip like I like it. Notice how I made my mouth open like an oh no. Notice how everything is colored in realistically. I also have a label for my driveway, a label for my car, a label for the groceries, and of course a label for me. That's what happened in the beginning. You can of course go ahead and do your sketch and then go back to it later to color it in. That would be my recommendation. A lot of the times we make mistakes, so it's best to do your drawing in regular pencil first. You might have a mechanical pencil like this, or maybe your pencil looks something like this. Draw it first, then go back in with your colored pencil. That's how I always do it. And color it in. Don't start with colored pencil because you're going to make a mistake. It's inevitable. It always happens. And then you're going to be frustrated that you can't get rid of it. So here's my beginning. Got home, can't carry all these groceries inside by myself. That's a problem. Check out my middle. I went back to my planning page and remembered, oh yeah, in the middle, Samir came to the front door of the house. He opened the door and he said, do you need some help? So I just sketched that realistically. Notice how I even colored in the front door to match the color of the front door of our house. I made sure that the windows look realistic and gave them a little bit of color. I also labeled Samir so we know who he is. But now I have to show what happened at the end. Well, here's where your planning page is going to help you. If you can't remember what happened at the end, you're going to whip out your planning page. You're going to go back to it. Okay, so I drew my beginning. I made sure I included me because I got home and I couldn't carry the groceries in. I drew the middle with Samir, making sure to show him at the setting. Oh, yes, at the end of my story, my problem got solved. Samir came and he helped me carry the groceries inside. So now I need to draw a realistic picture showing Samir and myself carrying the groceries inside. So I'm going to go back to my writing page. And I've got my blank rectangle and I'm starting with a regular pencil, friends. I never ever start with colored pencil. I never ever start with marker because you're going to make a mistake. It's inevitable. Grab your regular pencil. So I know I've got to draw me and Samir walking inside with groceries. Okay, so I'm going to draw me first, circle for my head, oval shape for my body, and I'm carrying these groceries inside, so my arms are going to be down at my side. Here are my legs. Okay, I'm going to give myself a face. I'm so happy that I have solved my problem, and Samir's coming out to help me. You know that it's me because I'm going to put a bun on top of my head. I always forget to put ears. Let's give us the ears. Okay, and I have to be carrying these bags of groceries. Here we go. I made a little loop and then a square or a rectangle to show each bag. And then I label me, But I'm not the only one who carried in the groceries. My helper, Samir, he's the one that's helping me solve my problem. Problem being that I couldn't get it all inside by myself. He comes outside to help me. Circle for his head, oval shape for his body. He's got some legs. Ooh, I made his feet quite large. That's okay. And again, his arms are at his side because he's carrying the two other bags of groceries. Now, if you want to show, of course, your personal narrative is going to be different because this is going to be a true story about you. I could have showed some extra details. Maybe I want to show the bananas popping out of a bag. Maybe the asparagus popping out of another bag. That's up to you. So here's Samir. He's also happy that he could be my helper. Give him some ears because I always forget. And label him Samir. Okay? I'm going to also label the groceries. Groceries. Okay? And I'm going to show that we are, again, we're still outside. We haven't gotten inside yet. So I'm going to show my sunshine. This is during the daytime. I never go to the grocery store at night. I always get up first thing in the morning on Saturday or Sunday and go. And we're walking inside along the sidewalk that leads up to our front door. So I'm going to show the sidewalk. And then, let's see, our front door. We put the house. This is in front of the house, right? You could always just draw your house in. You don't have to be as meticulous. Here's the front door. It's got all those little windows. And I'm going to go back and color it in green later. I got the doorknob. And maybe I could show the bottom of the window because we have some big windows in the front of our house. So now you'll be able to tell, oh, hey, they're walking inside along the sidewalk up to their front door. That's what happened at the end of my story. Problem solved. I got help getting these groceries inside. Now I can go back and start coloring this in realistically. So I can grab my colored pencils and, hey, let's color in our sunshine. Now the sunshine shouldn't be right on my house, but we're going to let that slide. My Publix bags, because Publix is my favorite grocery store around here, are green. So I'm going to color in my Publix bags, my reusable bags, green. You get the idea. So friends, go ahead and refer back to your planning page if you need to. That's what it's there for. Feel free to go back here. And then you're going to start pulling your beginning, drawing it. Pull your middle, draw it. Pull your end, draw it. And then you can do your realistic coloring.